Visual storage intelligence and SAN switch analysis. The SAN switch data is actually provided separately, but also integrated into several of the different screens. I've just selected the SAN switch overall so you could see it, and primarily it's integrated at the host level and the storage array level so you can see the connectivity between all of those different environments. This can be incredibly useful. Here's a SAN switch environment where we list your alerts and some things at the high level. If I drill into a particular array, I can see, things about the array, number of ports, how fast they are. In the middle of the screen, I can actually see the current speed and the maximum speed for each one of the ports. And then there's a whole series of detail reports, zone detail, port errors report. I'll show you the port errors report. This can be fairly interesting depending on the error. So as you know, SAN switches keep track of errors over time. It's cumulative. So sometimes these numbers are quite large. So what you're looking for is changes over time. And all I did was turn off link reset because some of these things are things we expect, but we don't expect link failure or loss of signal. So those would be examples of things to check. And then what you'd want to do is come down here and look at your error trends over time. And you can see people have been resetting this particular SAN switch, but it is generally increasing upwards. And then the question is to go look at the specific ports where errors and trends are occurring over time. That tends to be most interesting and most specific when I'm on a host. And in this particular case, usually it manifests itself, and I'll pick a particular device that is mapped to this particular storage array or to this particular SAN switch so that we can see how the data is mapped from a host perspective. So let me find the pure array. There it is. So here's a pure array. It happens to be mapped to that SAN switch, as are all these hosts. Here's the host LUN detail. This is the normal host screen, host performance, etc. So in many cases, we'll see customers that will have performance issues and they'll want to come and spot the trend. You can see there were some issues in the past on this particular host, and this might be considered one right now. If I want to, I can look at the various host trends. I can also go look at the connectivity map for this host. So this shows you on a single screen the host name, the zone that the particular ports are in, the errors on each port, and errors over time. So if I want to, and then I can also see the array it's mapped to, etc. So I get one picture where I can see the SAN switch data, the host data, and the storage array data, and I can track trends. So we've seen a number of customers go right to this chart, find a massive error spike due to a bad SFP or some kind of a specific link, quickly replaced it, and went from hours of trying to discover something to moments to discover and moments to resolve. And that's the intention of the integration. So capture all the data about the SAN switch in terms of zoning, errors, and port information, and then integrate it where appropriate throughout Visual Storage Intelligence.